Hey now, it's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM alongside my broadcast colleague.
Hey, it's Eric Cornish with WKDQ. Welcome to the Enhancement Talent. How's everybody doing today?
A two-parter today.
Yeah, two-parter. We've got some local folks from Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling. They're going to be joining us here in a little bit. They've got a charity show coming up this weekend. But in part one, we're going to talk about, well, something that's close to my heart. It's time for another voice of reason. Eric Cornish is going to lay down the law for you. And today, Rob, we're going to talk about a guy who seems to be on the rise, and his name is Roman Reigns. I mean,
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of thoughts
there
about Roman Reigns. I don't know if they're the same as mine, but I'm all ears. The floor is yours.
Well, the voice of reason says, hey, it's been a great couple of months for Roman Reigns. First of all, he had an excellent outing against Randy Orton. Both of them looked solid, and it really put Roman Reigns over as a top star, beating Randy Orton the way he did at SummerSlam. At the same time, of course, Brock Lesnar has his huge match with John Cena, and all everybody's talking about is Roman Reigns will be that guy that eventually builds up to beat Brock Lesnar after his however many months of domination. Even Jim Ross is saying that the match that he would book would be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and I think a lot of people are saying that for WrestleMania 31.
If I had to place a bet, I would say it's a surefire thing.
But the voice of reason says that by WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns will not be that guy. And here's why.
Really?
Roman Reigns will not be that guy because it's not organic. Everybody sees what WWE is doing, and for the most part, people are buying in because I think people like Roman Reigns. But his rise is being manufactured, and I think people see right through it. Now, they might not see through it completely now, but by the time Royal Rumble rolls around, they're going to be looking at this guy as, yes, the next Batista. I'm telling you right now. By the time Royal Rumble rolls around, especially considering, well, it looks like Daniel Bryan might be on the shelf another 3 months. If he's not coming back till after Survivor Series or closer to Royal Rumble, as I've been hearing, Daniel Bryan is going to be the hot thing once again, despite all the time he's been off. Not only that, but the way Dean Ambrose is rising in popularity. There's other guys. Cesaro, who knows what could happen between now and then with him, depending on what they do with his character. And here now they've got Dolph Ziggler with the Intercontinental title that's going to be a feature on the shows since the World Heavyweight title won't be on the shows. I think that Roman Reigns will fade in popularity by the time Royal Rumble rolls around. And if they stick with their plan, which seems to be Roman Reigns to be the guy that unseats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31, you're going to have a backlash like you had at WrestleMania 30. So the voice of reason says Roman Reigns, if he stays on the track he's on, will be next year's Batista. That's it.
Well, we heard the voice of reason. Why don't we hear the Rob's reaction now?
Let's hear it.
Because I agree with you in some ways. I disagree with you in others. I still believe Roman Reigns will win the world title and probably will win it from Brock Lesnar. But I want to make this point very clear. And I want to start this by saying I do think he's a good worker. But he is not, Roman Reigns, he is not as good as people are making him out to be. I get what you're saying about it not being organic because I agree with you. I don't know why he was the it guy in the Shields because from where I was sitting, he was the weakest in the Shields. I always thought that, and I've been saying it since the Enhancement Talent started, that he's not a bad worker. He's just the weakest of the three, in my opinion. I think that Dean brings something to the table. I think Seth brings something different to the table. And I think Reigns is just a good worker with a good look. He's gained some traction with the audience, and he's been handled properly. And also, to his credit, hasn't really made any mistakes. He's been doing just fine, but this is not the guy who should be beating Lesnar. You've really set Lesnar up to be this monster. And I do think that the intention is for Roman Reigns to ultimately beat him at some point and be that Dragon Slayer kind of warrior, hero, babyface. This is not someone who's going to lead us into the new generation, the next generation of wrestling. This is not next generation's John Cena. I'm not even a big Cena guy, but he's done a good job holding the company on his back for a decade now. I feel like his praise is it's overused. It gets thrown upon him when he doesn't deserve it. If I was going to launch one guy from the Shield, man, it would be Dean Ambrose, who is not only is he not making mistakes, he's doing great work. And it's great work that not everybody else could be doing. Like, there's some guys who can go out there and have great matches. There's some guys who can go out there, cut a great promo. There's some guys who can go out there and creep you the heck out. Dean Ambrose can do all of these things in a way that not many other people can. I'll go as far as to say their match on Raw this past Monday, their main event, was one of the best free TV matches I've seen in quite a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wish that people would get off Roman Reigns because there's nothing all that special there. And the fair comparison is ultimately Batista. Batista had the look. He could get around the ring. You know, there's not like great Batista matches, just like there aren't great Roman Reigns matches. The match at SummerSlam with Orton was probably his best match he's had on his singles push. But to me, undeserved. I don't want to sound like I hate him. I just think it's undeserved. Now, where you could change plans, let's just say you're right, and by the Rumble time, people are off the Roman Reigns train. Bring back Bryan for WrestleMania. Have him beat Brock because his two title runs, to be honest with you, have both made Bryan look weaker than when he got them. You know, there was the one that was super short, where Triple H just made him look like a little kid. And then there was the one where he got hurt after WrestleMania. And he could use that, I'm a beast. I can beat the beast. I can slay the dragon kind of a return. I think that's the way to go. I'm sorry, I just don't love Roman Reigns the way the internet does.
And I think that Roman Reigns, hey, I have nothing against Roman Reigns. I think he will be a top star in the future. But he's missing a couple it factors that some of those meteoric rises have had. And let me just throw out a few names here as far as organic versus manufactured. Manufactured? Ryback? How about organic? Stone Cold Steve Austin. How about The Rock? Remember early Rocky Maivia? That is manufactured. Didn't work. The Rock? Organic. And it worked. So there's, CM Punk, organic.
Bryan
you know
was
what
organic.
I mean? Bryan was organic. Yeah.
Guys who weren't supposed to be pushed.
Exactly. And the organic thing I see happen right now is Dean Ambrose. What I don't see is Roman Reigns. He's just missing a couple of it factors. He will be a top guy, but I don't want to see this push and watch everybody turn on him. But that's what I see happening within the next couple months. So we shall see, and maybe we'll we're far away from WrestleMania, but I want to talk more WrestleMania as we get closer because you got to believe they're starting to think about it.
Oh, I think they've definitely thought about it. Absolutely.
Well, that's all for the Enhancement Talent today. Let us know what you think. Do you love Roman Reigns? Do you think somebody else is more deserving? What do you think will happen? And who's going to beat Brock? I guess that's the real question. Make sure you subscribe to us as well.